All right, you ready, Jeremy?
Yes.
All right, I will call to order the special meeting of the Common Council on March 9th at 6:28 p.m. First up is Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Jay Allen. Alder Radafrada.
Here.
Alder Gerhardt.
Here.
Alder Herbst.
Here.
Mayor Richardson.
Present.
Here.
Alder Udell.
Here.
Alder Wheeler.
Here.
You do have a quorum, Mayor.
Excellent. All right, we do not have any public appearances for non-agenda items or new appointments, so we can go right into the direct referral for new business. Someone want to do the motion?
So moved.
All right, moved by for approval, I'm guessing, and seconded by, I think that was Dave. And so you got an email about this. It's an opportunity for us to possibly save some money. Joe, do you want to add anything to what was in the email at all?
So in the email, in the packet, what we're trying to do is we're trying to get in front of what amounts to be a larger ticket item from our capital improvements program. The utility is scheduled for replacement in 2027. Right now, we have about $500,000 budgeted for that project. One of the things that Chad Bracklin had asked us to do in looking at our budgets is to reevaluate the different expenses, because of the fact that we're anticipating that costs are going to go up and lead times for projects are going to go up. In doing that, we found a vehicle that was available via surplus through the city of Saukville. They've got it on Wisconsin surplus right now. It's a lower mileage vehicle, one that fits the needs and the compartment configuration that we were looking at for our vehicle. So we're trying to take advantage of what amounts to a lower price vehicle that fits our needs, that we would have to do some renovation to in the way of minor tune-ups and paint, radios, lights, but ultimately we're hoping to get this package accomplished for less than half of what we originally budgeted. And then Misty had made us aware of some things that we had addressed through the budget, which we will approve through the normal approval process. It's just this one, we have a bid deadline of Friday, tomorrow. And if we waited to the next council meeting, we would have missed out on the opportunity to bid. So my recommendation was in the packet and in the referral to go up to $100,000 with the bid in order to try to stay competitive with other bidders. Not to exceed 100,000.
I think the other thing that's important to know, and I think all of you know this, is that lead times for anything that we're trying to order brand new are extremely long. And so even if we ordered this in 2027, if the current supply chain issues are going on, it might be 2 or 3 years before we'd actually get it at that point in time. So there's a lot of advantages to be able to get something like this that's in really good shape and save a lot of money for the city besides.
Right now, the projections are that lead times are going to be about 30 months in 2 years. So we're really trying to get in front of it, and we're hoping that sometime real soon the supply chain is figured out and we'll get back online. But right now, that's just not the case.
Any questions or comments from council? Julia?
Has anybody actually looked at this vehicle yet? Do we know what condition it's in?
Yeah, we had 2 firefighters go and inspect the vehicle, and we talked to the company that does the maintenance. It's in solid condition, very clean and low mileage.
Julia, do you have a question?
I was planning to ask the same question that Jay, so yes.
All right, Randy.
Yes, this is replacing a 2005. Is that correct? I mean, based on the background.
Yeah. Yes, and then it's a 2000, so we're actually getting a vehicle that has more years but less miles on it. So it's replacing a younger vehicle. The thing is when we send that vehicle to surplus, it's got a Kenworth cab on it, and we anticipate that there's other purposes for that cab. The one that we're purchasing is more of a custom fire engine cab.
Okay, you mentioned mileage, and I saw the mileage. What is the life of the I mean, how does the mileage come into play? I saw 8,000 and 17,000. So what does that mean? I mean, does that mean that you normally drive until 30,000 miles or not necessarily?
No, that's a very good question. It depends upon the vehicle. Our frontline vehicles get many more miles than our other vehicles. This is a utility, typically doesn't receive as many miles, which is why we're looking at this specific vehicle for the type of vehicle that we're replacing. I don't know that we'd want to do this for something that we run frontline like an engine or a truck or a rescue. This is the right vehicle for surplus.
Okay, when we're taking it back in years, generally I've got to look at it in a different perspective. Usually when I buy a car, I don't go backwards, I go forward. So, but you're answering all the questions and I appreciate that and I'm in agreement. So thank you.
Yeah, unless you want a 69 GTO, right?
Well, that's a different story.
All right, Dave, go ahead.
Chief, does it have hours? You know, did you look at the hours? And second, the only reservation I have is future spare parts, and I'm guessing since it's a Pierce, you know, spare parts would be available.
Yeah, actually, the weird part about this is because of the fact that it was manufactured just prior to some of the emissions controls. We are finding it easier to get parts for this 2000 than we are for some of the younger vehicles at this point, based on the electronics and so forth that are going into it.
Thank you.
Julia, go ahead.
Yeah, can you explain what is a utility vehicle?
Yeah, so the utility vehicle will carry additional tools and equipment that we just don't have enough room for on our engine or our ladder truck. Typically comes to the scene on a secondary response, where we're also seeing the use for this vehicle with tech rescue is to carry additional equipment and supplies like lumber and things that you just don't necessarily need during the initial response, but need within, you know, the half hour as the incident has been established.
Anyone else?
I have a question. Joe, I'm looking at the site and I see the provided condition. It says okay, but it says it has rust, scratches, dings, dents, stains, rips, wear, dirty. How much is this going to cost to bring up to par?
We're anticipating a paint job that needs to be done on the vehicle, and that's where we're seeing some normal wear and tear. Like I said, when they came back from the inspection, they said it was very clean. There was nothing out of sorts with the vehicle that would suggest that it's in disrepair. We would be painting it green eventually. It doesn't have to happen right away, but with that, it will accept paint well. And I think the initial estimate that we got on paint was around $50,000. I'm not sure, that might be high.
Okay, thanks.
Anyone else? Julia.
So, Chief, in doing this, we are going to save $200,000 at the end.
Yeah, so we're hoping that we're going to be able to keep everything under half the cost of the initial budget.
Any last questions at all? All right, then seeing none, I will go ahead and vote. All in favor of the resolution, say aye.
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 Anyone opposed, say nay. All right, that is approved. The next meeting is Tuesday. Welcome. Just feels just like we're in COVID again today. So is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
So moved.
Moved by Gabriella. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Jay. All right. All in favor of adjourning, say aye.
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 Anyone
Thank you,
opposed, nay.
everyone.
All right. Thank you all. Have a good night. Stay safe.
Joe.